The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so online. The papyrus.
Hello, welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa. Today is the 24th of September 2024. First, the headlines. Peter Obi tackles Inec, others, over recently concluded Edo Gubernatorial polls. Imminent tariff hikes as power subsidy hit 181 billion. Naira hits 1,640 per dollar in exchange market. OPEC, Dangote and Mexico's DOS Bocas refineries could surpass US and European producers. Dangote urged federal government to end petrol subsidy. Now the news in details. Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential elections, Peter Obi has expressed disappointment and dissatisfaction over the result of the recently concluded Edo elections. Recall that the Inec body declared Monday Okpeboho of All Progressive Congress (APC) as the winner of the keenly contested Saturday, September 21st, 2024 gubernatorial elections in the South state. This result has sparked several outrage online, one of such being expressed by the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, who took to his Twitter account to address the issues. In his word, referring to the election as a blunter example of state captured and continued gross undermining of the nation's democratic process and values. In his statement on his X handle on Monday, Obi said, and I quote, "What happened over the weekend in the name of Edo elections does not in any way represent the democratic process we chose as a method of electing our political leader. Instead, it was a blunter example of state captured and continued gross undermining of democratic process and values. Any nation whose leadership recruitment process is so fatally flawed is doomed, and we are seeing the effect in our country." He urged those in authority to not allow this situation to stand or depend on it to remain in power. He continued, "As a country, we have invested significantly in IRV and beavers, and they must be allowed to function and used properly in order to free our electoral process from the massive falsification that has plagued it and worsening. To the agencies and individuals being used to undermine our democracy simply because they hold position of authority, please remember that your time in office is not eternal. The society that you are helping to destroy today will eventually take our revenge on you tomorrow. To the lecturers and other complicit in perpetuating this charade, you must reflect deeply on the roles you are playing in damaging the very foundation of our democracy. The damage you are causing today will inevitably take revenge on you tomorrow and affect your children in the future. This kind of action has no place in true democracy. That is why I have always maintained that today's politics is not about capturing power, but about saving the country and making it work for everyone, regardless of their background. I remain committed to building a new and truly democratic Nigeria, which I insist is very possible." In the next development, following the rise in the electricity tariff shortfall, otherwise known as subsidy, electricity customers on Band A feeders may need to brace up for a possible tariff increase. Other reports that the electricity subsidy to be paid by the federal government rose to 181.63 billion in September from 102.30 billion in May. In April, while the Nigerian Electricity Regulation Commission announced the removal of subsidy in area categorized as Band A feeders, the subsidy was 140.7 billion. However, the tariff was jacked to 290 kWh in early July and rose again to 158 billion in June. According to dates released by the Inec, NERC, the subsidy rose to 163.87 billion in July, 173.88 billion in August, and 181.63 billion in September, fueling speculation that there may be another tariff increase in the October multi-year tariff order unless the cost of power generation drops. Reports also has it that foreign exchange crisis has been major drivers of the electricity subsidy. Moving on, the Nigerian currency known as Naira has been facing an upheaval in the foreign market, as just yesterday it depreciated to 1,640 Naira per dollar in the parallel market, from 1,650 per dollar on Thursday. Similarly, the Naira depreciated to 1,541.42 per dollar in Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, NAMFEM. Data from FMDQ reveal that the indicative exchange rate for the NAMFEM drops to 1,541.52 per dollar compared to 1,544.02 per dollar on Thursday, reflecting a 2.5 appreciation of Naira. The volume of dollar traded in the official market fell significantly by 107.7%, amounting to 190.57 million, down from 87.51 million traded on Thursday. As a result, the gap between the parallel market and NAFEM exchange rate decreased to 98.48 Naira per dollar from 105.98 per dollar on Thursday. In another development, OPEC has stated that the launch of Nigerian Dangote refinery and Mexico Dos Baca refinery could impact refineries in the USA and Europe. Previously, these regions, along with other African nations, rely on the USA and Europe for refined petrol (PMS). Mexico Dos Baca refinery can produce 340,000 barrels per day, aiming for self-sufficiency, while Dangote refinery can process 650,000 barrels per day, meeting demands in Nigeria and West Africa. In its 2024 World Oil Outlook 2050, OPEC highlighted that the major project will reshape the gasoline market in the Atlantic Basin. However, it is noted that the downstream market remains heavily influenced by geopolitics, particularly with the EU embargo on Russian oil, shifting trade dynamics towards the USA and Middle East. Conclusively, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the president and CEO of Dangote Group, has urged the federal government to completely eliminate fuel subsidy. This call comes in the light of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's earlier decision to remove the subsidy upon taking office in May 2023, a move that intensified a cost of living crisis and led to protests, prompting a swift reinstatement due to rising inflation. Dangote emphasized that the ending of the subsidy would provide a clearer understanding of the country's actual petrol consumption. He also confirms his ownership of the oil blocks in the upstream sector, with production expected to begin next month. Additionally, he stated that fuel production from his 20 billion mega refinery in Lagos, which has a daily refining capacity of 650,000 barrels of crude oil, would help relieve pressure on the Naira. In a 26-minute interview with Bloomberg Television in New York on Monday, Dangote expressed that now is the appropriate time to remove fuel subsidy. This has been the Papyrus TV Africa.
The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna